So I just wanted to share with you two campaigns that we've been running for two of our different clients who are accountancy firms. And what this story really shows you is the importance of good branding in your accountancy firm and how that can affect almost everything else that you do, especially when it comes to lead generation. So we were running two campaigns, as I mentioned, for two different accountancy firms. But each different accountancy firm were targeting the same type of client. They were looking to target creatives, so creative agencies, maybe creative web designers, creative user experience designers, people in those sort of industries. And what was really interesting is that for the first accountancy firm, they had really good branding. They just got brand new branding, in fact, where they got a new logo, new cover design, new website. They had all these great new images and this great new design that really appealed to their target audience. And they started from zero. And in the first month, with just a very simple Twitter campaign, they generated over 100 new followers and over 10 leads. And that's really good, especially if you're just starting out from zero. And they already got some really good traction and really good engagement with people, which is really cool. And then we also run a similar campaign for another accountancy firm. Now, this accountancy firm had also recently done a new website. They got new branding, a new design. The only thing that they didn't do was a new logo. So they still had a very old sort of traditional logo that didn't really appeal to those in their target audience, which was the creative type. It looked very sort of, I guess, old and traditional, right? And I'm not going to mention any names or anything like that, but let's just keep them anonymous. But I just want you to be able to compare the different stories. So one accountancy firm had completely new branding in everything, from the logo to the website to everything. This other accountancy firm that was running the same campaign, they had new branding in everything apart from the logo. So that means their logo on social media, such as on Twitter, was still their older traditional sort of logo. And when we run almost the same campaign for them, targeting the same group of people, the same audience, the results were completely different. So not only did they get less followers, we followed more people for them, and they still got less followers. And what's also interesting is that this accountancy firm, on their Twitter page, for example, they wasn't starting at zero. They had already built a stronger foundation, and they already had people following them, and they've been active in the past. So they wasn't starting from scratch. So all the signs should have been pointing to this accountancy firm, this second accountancy firm, to getting more leads, especially if we followed more people, they've been active for longer, and so on. But they didn't. They didn't generate that many leads. They didn't really generate any leads in the first month, and they generated very, very few followers. What was the main difference between these two accountancy firms? The main difference was the logo. One of those accountancy firms had done a new logo, and the other one hadn't. And to me, it was really interesting to see the kind of impact having a logo can really have. Now, I still wasn't 100% sure if it was really the logo. I had a really good feeling that it was most likely because of the logo. That was the only variable that was different between these two accountancy firms. However, what really made me realize, yes, it's definitely the logos. We actually had one of the creative people that we were targeting reply back to them on Twitter and say, hey, I noticed you're targeting creatives on Twitter, but in my opinion, your logo isn't really appealing to people like us, to creatives. So that person, that creative person, actually responded to the message saying, I do not find your logo appealing. That's really, really interesting, because if that one person said it, that means all the others probably thought it, but they just didn't say it out loud. And really, this just shows how important it is to have, number one, good branding, number two, good social media images, so a good logo on your social media channels, a good background image, posting the right sort of social media updates, having the right sort of description in your Twitter profile, because all those little things build up trust, so that when you do go out there, get in front of people, and you try to get more leads and more followers, especially on Twitter, but this could apply on every social media channel, not just Twitter, it really shows how important it is to have that branding just right for your accountancy firm, and make it appealing to your identity, who it is that you are as a firm, and who it is that you're trying to target as well.